Hello. Happy Saturday. I finished it off. It does actually look a little bit like it's got a peplum. Not quite what I intended, but it hasn't been blocked yet. So I did finish it off with an edging. I sewed the side seams up, just a tad. I made it have side seams just a tad, so that it wouldn't be quite so, you know, like underneath the bust for me. But as I say, it's come a little, my edging has come a little bit frilly this time, but it hasn't been blocked, so I'm hoping it will improve. It will improve once it's been blocked. Things usually do improve with blocking. Talking about improving with blocking, what I'm wearing today could actually do with blocking. I found it at the back of the wardrobe like I found most of my things, and I haven't worn it before. Made it, I can't remember when. I think the yarn was actually James C. Brett Marble Chunky, but don't quote me on that. But it needs blocking. I'll stand up and show you the reason why it needs blocking. Is because the ends of it keep curling under. They should fit down. It's got like a border of bubbles around it, which obviously I've either crocheted them a little bit too tightly, but it does that, which is not a good look really, is it? So I need to block it. In the meantime, I'll just tuck them under and pretend they don't exist. Anyway, I've got it fastened with a brooch, a little glittery brooch, and I've got beads that match. And I'm wearing one of my long plain dresses, which I love. They're a good staple. If you can't afford much, buy a black dress, long sleeve black dress, or buy black pants and a black top. So if you can't afford much, buy those, then you can dress them up. You can put things over the top of them and dress them up. I've got quite a lot of these, and I've been fortunate enough, quite cheaply on eBay. You know me, not spend a lot. And I've got them in quite a few colours. I've thought of not bought them all at once, obviously, just staged them, bought one here and there, now and again when I've had the money. You know, as you know, my charity shops around here. I don't think anybody in Fleetwood or Cleveland wears maxi skirts or dresses because they aren't anywhere about. I've just seen a lovely advert from Moonbeams and Mayhem, which is my go-to place to buy any clothing if I buy new. And they had a gorgeous velvet skirts, you know, the three-tiered maxi skirts, in kind of this colour and another one in purple. Do they go to my size? No. So I just sent them a message saying I would have bought them. Well, I would have bought one. Truthful, can't afford to. I would have bought one had they been my size. I don't know why they only go up to an 18. They must think the whole world stops at size 16 mostly. Anything past that, you know, we don't exist. We're like an invisible people. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to come on to show you is the Tunisian book, which, as I suspected, well, I tell a lie when I say it hasn't got a cardigan in. It's got one cardigan in, but it's in chunky. If you've ever worked Tunisian crochet, I've only done swatches, bits, you will know it's quite thick, quite sturdy when it's done. So making a cardigan in chunky is kind of not what I had in mind, you know. It's a very good reference book. I believe it's one of the best, so I've been told. It's called the Tunisian Crochet Handbook by a lady called Toni Lipsey. T-O-N-I. Lipsey is L-I-P-S-E-Y. But I believe it's very, very good for teaching you the how-tos. Everybody praises this book. You know, it's got lots of pictorial, you know, how to do the stitches. I mean, I can do the basic stitches, but I haven't yet mastered the purl stitch or anything like that, which is why I just wanted a basic pattern for a cardigan so I could launch myself off in it. And it, you know, it even tells you how to add colour, and there's even a small bit there about the shaping, you know, how to decrease, how to increase, which no doubt I will need when time comes. I will need things like that. And there's even a bit about adding colour, you know, how to do, you know, the colours in things, you know, like what I call colour work, or it's called Fair Isle if it's in knitting, but it's called colour work if it's in crochet. There's actually a section on that, you know, how to do that, which no doubt I will get up to. But as I said before, I don't want to, you know, start running before I've even started walking at a slow pace. They've got things in them, like there's a chevron cowl, which would be quite pretty if I knew how to wear a cowl. We've been through this before, haven't we? And then there's a tote bag, which, you know, you would have to line, wouldn't you? Otherwise, first time you put anything in it, it would be down on the ground. Then we've got the throw. People who make Tunisian books seem to always say we want to make a throw. Maybe some people do. Maybe I'm the odd one out. I don't know. A throw. Maybe I'm unusual. Tea towels. Now I wouldn't want to make a tea towel. To me, I need something hygienic that I can stick in the hot wash. Which I don't think you could do. We could, I suppose, if you make it in cotton. But, no. Yeah. The Oxford floor puff. Again, not something I'm interested in. Then it says poncho, but it's not actually a poncho. It's more of a stole, I would imagine. It's more of a stole. A poncho doesn't have edges. It's more of a ruana. Whatever you want to call it. It's not a poncho, is it? A poncho to me pops over the head. I know. Now we are getting on to a wall hanging. It does give you different initials, so I could make one with a J on it if I so wished. To hang up in. I could hang it behind me, couldn't I? Just in case you forget what I'm called. It does give me the initials. What it doesn't give me, which I wish it would be like a flower motif to copy. Yeah. Then we've got the midway fringe scarf. Da, 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 da. And of course the pot holder. Where would we be without a dishcloth, a washcloth or a pot holder? We can't survive without them, can we? Ah, a slouch hat. Not quite certain how you do Tunisian in the round, but that would probably all be explained when I read the book. As you can gather, I haven't read the book. Ashford striped pillow. And a saltire triangle wrap. In other words, a shawl. In other words, a shawl. It's a shawl. Whatever you may say, it's a shawl. And then we've got a cheeky bath mat, which is called Hey Babe. Hey Babe. And then we've got the motley blanket, which is on the front cover. As I said before, only so many blankets a person can use. Lexington cashmere gloves. I'm not sure whether they're worked in the round or whether they've got a seam, as I have not read the book as yet. My finger ends are so cold. I'll just put the heating on. A keyhole hanging planter. White has a keyhole. I don't know. A Pemba cardi. Pemba cardi. So there is a cardigan in here. It's done in bulky wool. Wouldn't you just know? I'm sorry, but you know, I don't want a bulky wool. Not in Tunisia. It would be like wearing a coat in the house, wouldn't it? You know, look how thick it is. You can see how thick it is by looking at the ribbon on the sleeve. How thick is that? Be alright if you wanted to wear it to walk out in, wouldn't you? Hazelwood lattice pillow. So once again, I was disappointed with the book. Not disappointed with it, I suppose I could learn the techniques with it. But disappointed that there wasn't actually a proper cardigan in there. Well, that's not too chunky. And there's a dog bed. So it appears that I'm going to have to do swatch and make my own up, because I'm not up to the top down yet. Oh, a bliss braided ear warmer. That looks very chunky, doesn't it? Is it in chunky? I bet it is. Oh. Superwash merino. Bulky weight, yeah. Definitely chunky. Oh, it's like plaited as well. Plaited. That would be a chunky one, wouldn't it? It would keep your ears warm. Need something to keep my ears warm in this weather, I tell you. Yeah, so not quite what I was looking for. Yeah, not quite at all. Yeah. I was looking at, as I do, these old videos, and there's a lady there who's, well, she may not even be alive now because the video was quite old, and she makes hats and things out of like paper tissue, you know, the kitchen roll stuff. And she makes, you know, she folds them and glues them and that, and I'm thinking, obviously she doesn't live when it rains. Otherwise, you know, you wouldn't be wearing your tissue paper hat long, would you? If it was a thunderstorm. She probably never walks anywhere. She probably goes everywhere by taxi, but she lives in New York, so yeah. And she also makes jewellery out of like toilet roll holder things and things like that. I mean, I admire their expertise and I admire their sort of ingenuity in making these things, but I'm thinking, what did he get wet? You know, 2 minutes on Fleetwood seafront and your hat would be worth nothing. It would just be a pile of soggy mess. You'd have to throw it in the first bin you came to. Unless she puts like layers of shellac or something on them to keep them rigid, I don't know. Don't know quite what she does with them at the end to finish them off. But she must lacquer them in some way. Otherwise, you know, it would just disintegrate, wouldn't it? Anything made of paper earrings, you know, just disintegrate, wouldn't it? She must have to spray them with industrial strength car spray or something. Can't you tell I'm not artistic in that way? I've never been one for making beads either, you know, I'm not. You've either got one thing that you're good at, you know, not saying that I'm good at crochet, but that is my skill, is crochet or knitting. Titchy little bit of sewing, but it is a titchy little bit of sewing. Very good at the sewing. Used to, when clothes were more simple, and it was all the Jackie Kennedy style with just a few darts here and there, they used to call them the shift dress. Not quite sure whether why it was called a shift dress, but that's what it was called. I used to be alright making them, and I have actually made a few straight skirts when I was younger, and slimmer, and could wear a waistband that wasn't elasticated. Elasticated waists were meant for people at my size and older. It's lazy though, because when I used to have a waistband, I used to know I was putting weight on when I couldn't fasten it. Elasticated waists make you feel a little bit lazy because you can put an inch or two on and they still stretch, don't they? But I'm so disappointed that I can't buy a skirt from Moonbeams and Mayhem. I was in the mood to treat myself to something nice. Yeah, I do look on eBay. I look on eBay every day. One lady did suggest in the comments on my last one that I looked on eBay for vintage clothing and that, but there's not an awful lot in my size, my style. There's a lot of clothes on there, don't get me wrong, but they're not exactly. At the moment there's a lot of strappy things. Well, it's past Christmas, so I don't wear strappy things. And it's not quite summer, so I can't wear strappy things. And I know you should maybe think a season ahead and plan, you know, but at the moment I'm wearing long sleeves, down to the ground, long clothes, a bit warmer. I'm not really looking for summer things at the moment, which is what seems to be on eBay at the present minute. Yeah. And I don't know where they get a lot of the prices from. I mean, I don't know how much these garments cost in the first place, but when they're asking £55, £85 for a dress that's like second hand, and I'm like, yeah, but how much did it cost in the first place? I think you're sort of asking rather a lot, you know, for it, really. If it had been a designer, somebody's branded one, you know, where it costs maybe 200 in the first place and you're asking 85 for a second hand, I can understand. But when it's not a branded one, or when it's not an expensive branded one, and I'm thinking, yeah, you're asking £85 for it or £65 for it, you probably only paid that for it. I think you're pushing your luck asking for the same price as what you paid for it. I mean, when I decide I put yarn on eBay, I put it on virtually half the price of what I paid for it, because otherwise you wouldn't be tempting people to actually buy it. Yes, I would love to put it on at the price what I paid for it. I would love that, but you know for a fact you're not going to sell it. You know, people are on there looking for a bargain, you know. It's like if I buy a dress for £15, decide I don't like it, put it on eBay for £15, people are like, are you joking? You know, are you kidding? It's second hand, even though I've only maybe tried it on. It's still a second hand, isn't it? And it's like you buy a car. The minute you drive it off the showroom, the minute you drive off, it's depreciated. I don't mean by a tiny bit, it depreciates by thousands the minute you drive off. I mean, we had that many, many years ago when I, through no fault of my own, my car was parked and somebody hit it and totaled it, absolutely totaled it. And the car was 3 weeks old. And I could not believe what the insurance offered. It was thousands less than what we'd paid for it 3 weeks before. And they're going, well, it's depreciated. 3 weeks it's depreciated. 3 weeks. It still had brand new tyres on it. Had only been about 25 miles in it in 3 weeks because I didn't go very far. Yeah. But that's what it is. So this is what gets me with like places like eBay and second-hand and places when they're selling things with what I call a fantastic price on them, price tag, and I'm like, were you joking? Who are you kidding? Yeah. Then you see them week after week after week, don't you? And you're thinking, yeah, well, you know, could have told you wouldn't sell it at that. Could have told you that. I still haven't decided when I'm going to put my crochet things yet. Still haven't decided that, but I'll let you know when I do. I was watching, what's she called, Katie Jones. She makes some fantastic brightly coloured crochet things, and she put a little Instagram where she was on the beach, like trying to do still photos, I think, for one of her photo shoots with something that she was modelling. And she was nearly being blown over by the wind, and her trousers were going every which way, and her comb and her hair was going everywhere. And I'm like, that would be me. You know, people have said to me, why don't you go up on the seafront and take some Instagram photographs of what you're trying to sell? You know, model them on the seafront. I'd be like, I'd be like, what's it called? King Canute trying to hold the tide back. With my hair blasted back off my forehead. Yeah. Any hats I would be wearing would be in Blackpool on the seafront. Because that's how windy it is here. I think it should be called the Windy City, actually. I think its new name should be called Windy City. Because even on the hottest day, I was just talking to my niece and I was saying to her about, I said, I need to come back to Manchester, even for a day, I need to. So she said, well, I'll try and fit into bring you up Manchester for a day. I said, I don't need to buy anything. I don't want anything in particular. But the minute I walk in the Arndale in Manchester and I see the bright lights and the multitudes of people and the shops with gorgeous clothes in and that, I think, oh, I'm home. I'm at home. I said to her, I need to be somewhere artistic. I really do need to have my brain stimulated. I need to walk past people wearing gorgeous clothes. I've been watching the Milan again. People in Milan don't wear beige. Well, they do, but they wear very expensive beige. And I've been watching them and I've been saying, I want to be stimulated. I want to watch people watch, sit in the cafe and people watch people walk past me wearing gorgeous clothes, wearing things that I think, oh, I like that. Oh, that's nice. She looks good in that. Here, I'm reduced to watching the lifeboat doing its drill, throwing little life belts out into the sea and picking them up again. That's the highlight of my day. Oh, how boring life has become, yeah. Or watching fishermen catching nothing on the seafront. Or hundreds of dogs going for dog walks, walking up and down. With their owners bravely battering against the wind to take the dog out, yeah. With their coats pulled up and their balaclavas and their cowls and oh, please roll on summer. When people might actually wear something a bit brighter coloured. And I might actually see people on the seafront saying, oh, I like what she's got on. I like what she's got on. No, there goes another beige, there goes another grey, there goes another navy blue. I don't think I fit in. I just said to my niece, I said, my imagination is not stimulated living here. I have to look on YouTube, I have to look at people in other places wearing things in other places that, oh, maybe I'm just an old misery. Maybe I am, yeah. But I do like to get up in the morning and plot what I want to put on. You know, I open the wardrobe doors and I choose and look. What shall I have on today? What shall I put on today? I found this, which I hadn't worn. I don't think I've ever worn it, to be quite truthful, since I made it. I don't believe I ever did. Obviously I never have, because it's not been blocked. I need to steam block this one to get it to straighten out. No idea what the pattern is, don't ask me. No clue, not a clue. But I found this. I was looking for something else, to be quite truthful, and I found this. And I thought, my first thought was, is it warm enough because it's not got long sleeves? And to be quite truthful, it isn't. But I then thought, what can I wear it with? I actually thought I had a dress that was more turquoise green, but obviously my brain is playing tricks on me and I don't. So it had to be the turquoise blue. So then I work up to the brooch and I work up to the beads. I don't change my earrings. I should do, you know. I should get a sort of a wardrobe of repertoire of earrings, because I wear my hair up so I could actually, you know. But as the lady who came on that said what you shouldn't wear after 50, she said you shouldn't wear dangling earrings when you get old because it draws attention to your three chins, you know. I'm sorry, but nothing I wear would detract from you having three skins, three chins and crepey skin. It comes with the age, so embrace it. It's no good of bothering, it's no good. I'm not going to go for surgery or anything, you know. When you get to a certain age, you've got to accept and live with the fact that you have wrinkles and crepey skin. It's a fact of life. Unless you are blessed with brilliant genes, or you have money to have plastic surgery, you're going to have wrinkles, yeah. So, if I want to wear dangling earrings, I will. I will wear them. Never mind what she says I shouldn't wear dangly earrings because it draws attention to my scrapey skin. If I want to wear big dangly earrings, I'll wear them. The fact is, truth, my finger ends don't work. So I struggle with earrings. I struggle with fastenings. That is the main reason why I don't change my earrings, is because I struggle to put different earrings in. Because my fingers are dead. They're absolutely freezing cold at the minute. They're dead. Dead to the world there. And I've broken all my nails on that hand. Don't ask me how. Just broke them off. So that's why I don't change my earrings. Maybe I should find something that I could like hoop onto my hoops, you know, like make pom-poms or something. Pom-poms in different colours, that would be great, wouldn't it? And fasten them onto my existing hoop earrings. Then I wouldn't have to change them, would I? Tie them on with a big bow. I could put big ribbons, couldn't I? Big bows on each ear. I won't ask you what you think about that one. Anyway, I'm going to go now. The family are on their way back. They've been out all day. And I think we're having sausage casserole for tea. Sorry, vegans and vegetarians, but we're having sausage casserole. We don't eat a lot of meat, but we're not vegetarian or anything like that. So I'm going to get ready for my live. If you're in the UK, it's 9 o'clock. If you're anywhere else in the world, you'll have to find out what time it is. Oh, I'm about 6 subscribers away from 8k now. Yay! So if you know 6 people who haven't subscribed to me, can you tell them, please? Janet would love you to subscribe just so she can get 8k. Oh, I've not had 8k ever. I have been 7.5k for the last 7 years, I think. As I said before, my subscribers are incredibly loyal, and I thank each and every one of you. You're incredibly loyal. But every time I gain subscribers, I lose them off the other end, and I don't know why. What? Maybe they hate me. Maybe they don't like me. I don't know what happens. But anyway, I'm about 6 short to that 8k. So, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You know what I'm going to say. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. And I promise you, I will get round to answering your comments. I read them all, and I put a little heart shape on them. Shows you I've read them. But answering them, it's like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm very, very good at procrastination. I've said that before. Oh, and there we go. Time to go. Bye for now, people.